So what's up, man? Give us the rundown on the boxing scene, man.
Skeptical Kevin over here still don't think
I
that
have I
fight
have
gonna
a
happen.
I have a reason to be. I have a reason
Well,
to be
what's up, man? Explain what's going on and why you feel how you feel.
because Earl Spence and
Well,
Terrence
tell us
Crawford
what you
still
talking.
I ain't finalized nothing.
Okay, okay.
But
So in regards to what? Hold on. Tell us why you call him skeptical Q, and then cause what?
Kevin don't think a fight gonna happen until that first bell ring until they
Yeah,
saying let's get ready to
that's
rumble
how
before
boxing
the
works,
fight
bro.
starts.
That's how boxing works.
I know Kevin, but have a little bit of hope. I mean,
So I got hope, but I mean that's how it operates, bro.
so as we sit right now, and what we talking about is a fight between Bud Crawford and Earl Spence.
Excuse me.
That's what we talking about.
Potential fight, yeah.
Potential. Sorry, potential fight.
look, Quinn.
See what I mean? You see what I mean?
Word.
So Kevin, right now, what are the chances, percentage wise, do you think this fight is actually gonna happen?
I say there's like 40 to 45% chance it happens.
You said 40 to 45. You know what? I'll take that from you because I was expecting 20 to 25. So
Yeah. That's why I look like that, Q. I was like, okay, he said 40, 45.
Now,
That's pretty high. For Kevin,
bro,
anyway.
Like, they went ahead and announced that they agree. Agreeing and signing is two different things. You know what I mean? So like with boxing, you can't listen to ESPN and all these normal media outlets that we listen to. It don't work like that with boxing because boxing, they're not governed by one governing body like the NBA or the NFL. There's four different governing bodies. You know what I mean? And all of these people have to work with the networks. They have to work with the promoters. You know what I mean? They have to get dates for these venues. Like it's so much that goes into making not only just a regular boxing match, but when it comes to a mega fight, it's so much that goes into it. And then you got the boxers. They want a certain percentage, and this guy wants a certain percentage. And it's just so much that goes into it, bro, that I don't believe fights are gonna happen until I actually see it, especially when it comes to a fight of this magnitude, because this fight is the biggest fight or the highest skill level fight potentially since like Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns, or like a Sugar Ray Leonard and a Marvin Hagler. It's
going back that
level
far
of a fight. And I just be skeptical about it, bro, because it's such a business now that these dudes they don't care about the sport of boxing. They care about their pockets, which I understand from their standpoint. But until it actually happens, bro, I just don't believe it.
Yeah, I get that. And like you said, Kevin, back in the day, you used to fight because you knew you had to, because that was the next guy up. And that used to happen. And all that stuff that they have to deal with now, they don't have to deal with.
And you know what's crazy? It's boxing is totally different from any other sport because they actually made more money back in the day than they do now. When Evander Holyfield and them was fighting, they make more than these dudes do now.
Yeah?
Yeah. And they was actually fighting.
So because they was fighting 3, 4, some of them up to 5 times a year. Now they was fighting each other once every 2 years.
The best was fighting the best. Now you get BS fights.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So it was like that back then. It was you was getting the Ray Leonard and the Hearns and the whoever, Marvin Hagler's and all of those guys. And now it is like I guess kind of related, like we were saying. Oh, when I said I would want Ohio State and Michigan in the SEC, it was like that'll be too much. Yeah. But that's kind of how the boxing was, right? Like, so it wasn't no Vandy. Like if we gonna, compare, like it wasn't no Missouri, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to bring it. So let
Yeah,
me ask you, so like and you and like you said, you understand it from the money aspect and everything. So do you think it's a medium there though? Like do you think they could kind of get back to the big fights? And not to disrespect any fighter, because man, I got much respect for all them guys. I ain't get my ass in there. I wouldn't fight my son with no boxing gloves on. But I'm saying um, do you think it's a medium in there anywhere, like where where they're like they could come up with something where we as fans still get those type of fights that like I used to see, like Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray
Sugar
and,
Ray.
and different things like that, or what's Sugar Shane and De La Hoya type stuff like that. Like, do you think it's a medium in there where we could get back to those on a regular or no?
No, because I don't have no reason to. Because they're getting paid the same for fighting lesser competition.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, Earl Spence can go fight Virgil Ortiz or somebody like that, knowing he gonna win
Mm-hmm.
and still get paid good.
Get the
They
money.
get paid the box out because back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
that Roberto Duran needed that whoever he was fighting to make that a mega fight. He couldn't go out and fight the 10th runner up in the Olympics and get the same amount of money because nobody gonna pay attention to it. Now they get all this money beforehand before you even get to the fight.
And another issue is the promoters. Promoters
Mm-hmm.
are issue.
That's a big issue.
You got Bob Arum and Al Heyman. They don't like each other. They be in a little war with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And Al Heyman he's pro fighter. Them guys, they love him because he look out for their career. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he like, why should I put my guy up against Terrence Crawford when I can put him up against somebody else and he can make all this money, take care of his family, and do all this. Like boxing it's like the difference between, I'm gonna tell you what, like look at the UFC. You get them fights in the UFC. I don't even watch MMA, but in the UFC, you get the top fights because there's one promoter, Dana White.
Mm-hmm.
Dana White said you either like it or you kick rocks.
Yep, you either fight or you out.
And we'll move on to somebody else. So you see them fights in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why you seen Cormier and Bones Jones and them dudes
multiple times.
but they say he be doing them boys right though, as far as the money go though.
Yeah, but he's only one guy.
But no.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but they say he be like he break them off though. Like they say he'll come off.
Yeah, but Al Heyman break his guys off too.
Yeah. Not saying not saying that they
what
don't.
I'm saying is, in turn, they're not doing the boxers wrong. They're doing the sport wrong. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. The boxers are fine.
The boxers are taken care of.
It's us as a people.
It's the fans who are not being taken care of.
So it's now, and I don't want to sound disrespectful to the fighters, but like, is it like I guess kind of like with hip hop, right? Where you had an argument of, well, these young kids just want a bag. They don't care about like the history of hip hop or the quality of the music, should I say? Yeah, they don't understand how it worked and this, that, and the third. So I guess it's kind of like that, like because for me, because I do love hip hop, and I say like, well, I don't particularly like whatever, right? But I would never knock someone from a hustle, though, right? Like
money,
like I just don't have to listen, right? Man. So I guess it's like that, kind of like that.
Hey, don't let these boxers fool you, bro. If they want to fight each other, they'll fight each other.
They'll fight each other.
At the end of the day, the reason it ain't happening is because somebody holding out, whether it's money or whether it's some kind of rematch clause, whatever it is. Somebody holding out. I have my opinion on who it is, but that's my personal opinion. But and the reason I know that is because when fighters want to fight, it happens. Look at Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. It was no negotiations in that. They both said, "I want to fight." That shit happened 3 times.
3 times. Three times.
They wanted to fight. Both of them wanted to fight.
And it wasn't drawn out either. It wasn't a whole bunch of length of time between it, right? So it's funny, man, because like it sucks though. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you know, I've told y'all plenty of times, I myself, I was coming up, huge boxing fan. Even watch the dudes on the come up. You know, me and my daddy used to watch boxing on USA.
Yeah, USA boxing.
Yeah, you remember
what, Tuesday nights or something like that?
Yeah,
and they had Friday night fights.
Friday night fights and stuff like that. My dad
Bob
still
used to put them fights on, matter of fact.
Yeah, my dad still watch. He'll watch anybody. He don't care. He love boxing. So, but for me, you know, I fell off. You know what I mean?
But
somewhat
boxing allows you to fall off because of this BS that we're talking about right now.
Right. Like Roy Jones and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I was in that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's just like now, and you hook me up a lot. You know what both of y'all do? Like, hey, you know, this guy's this and this guy fighting, and Pacer enlightened me on a lot of the new boxers too. But I just I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm sad because I'm a sports fan. So right, it don't even matter if it was like tennis. I'd be like, yo, we want to see, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man,
this person against this person, right? So it sucks.
At this point, it's such a business that it gets in the way of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand business having to be taken care of.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So another thing is, like, people talk about Deontay Wilder's resume. Well, it's not that he won't fight anybody. You saw that. Hell, he fought the baddest man on the planet 3 times.
right.
A 6'9", 270-pound dude 3 times. Who the hell is he scared of? He ain't scared of nobody.
Absolutely.
It's the fact that other people don't want to take that risk and fight him. That's why his resume don't look like the way that a lot of people want it to look.
So, and that's what I was gonna ask too, right? So, like, unfortunately, it's not like basketball or football or baseball or something like that, hockey, where, you know, you have to play each other, right? And even more so in basketball, everybody got to play, right? Because they play so many games, as well as baseball. You know, and even in football, you might duck a team. Like, oh man, we didn't even have to play X team this year. You know what I mean? Like, that team might win the Super Bowl but they might duck Tom Brady, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, unfortunately, it's not like those sports but my thing is, just from the competitive standpoint, is like, man, you know what? If I end up my career, let's just say, I'm gonna just throw a number out. Like, if I end my career 48-8, right? Like, I could be proud of 48-8 if I fought them guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like what's Tom Brady, like 8-2 or 3 or something in the Super Bowl? Who beat them? New York beat them twice. Philly beat them once. Yeah. You know what I mean? But even in football, such a gladiator sport, you make it that far, it's like, I'm not ashamed to lose to any of these dudes if I have to lose. But even, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like Boston lost the finals, but like, you lost to like one of them. You lost to Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe lost 2 finals, but you lost to freaking KG and them, and you lost to Chauncey and them. So it's no shame in that, I'm saying. But in boxing, it just seemed like they're afraid of the blemishes on the record. And it's an individual sport, so I get it too.
I'm gonna give you a reason why that's like that. For one, you said you okay with going 48-8, right? So,
I'm talking from
I know what you mean, from a respectable standpoint, like that.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't box, so you know what I'm saying. So I'm talking from.
I get you. For one, Floyd Mayweather made it popular to be undefeated.
Undefeated.
Right? So him and Rocky Marciano, the only 2 undefeated boxers in their career. Anybody that really had a long career.
Mm-hmm.
But another reason is the promoters.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm Bob Arum and I
Mm-hmm.
want to put on a fight and I want people to watch, I can get more butts in the seats and I can get more people to watch if my fighter is 17-0. If my fighter is 23-0.
Absolutely.
Right. And I also can get more butts in the seats if my fighter is the WBO champion or if he's the WBC champion. So I'm gonna go the easiest route possible to get these belts. I'm not trying to fight Deontay Wilder. Let me fight Anthony Joshua because he's the easier opposition. Right. This is how I'm gonna explain to you how Anthony Joshua got all them belts. And he could price himself out with Wilder. That's why that fight never happened. Because
of the status.
Yeah, the status. So Joseph Parker, right? He was the WBO champion. He had an option to fight Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua. Who's the lesser of the two evils?
I got you.
Anthony Joshua. He went and fought Anthony Joshua. Charles Martin, same thing, was an IBF champ. He went and fought Anthony Joshua. Now Anthony Joshua has 3 belts compared to Deontay Wilder's 1 belt. Now when they go into negotiation, I can say, I'm an undefeated champion. I got 3 belts. I'm a 3 title holder. You only got 1. You ain't getting but 30%.
Got you. I got you. But and it sucks because, like you said, business is business. But
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. I'm so old school. I'm so super sports fan that
me too. It's about competition.
I respect that and feel like your name should say, like, let's just say, like, back in the days, right? Like, I want to fight Evander Holyfield because that's Evander Holyfield, right? I want to fight Mike Tyson. I want to fight Lennox Lewis. I want to fight Bernard Hopkins. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to fight whoever that is, right? Like, what was his name? I seen Rockman. Like, he got in there. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I want to fight these guys. I want to fight the Roy Jones. I want to fight this person. But
see, in my opinion, that's what's holding the Spence and Crawford fight up. Is exactly what I explained to you with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Same thing.
Errol Spence who I am versus who you are. Yeah.
Errol Spence got 3 belts. Terrence Crawford got 1. But in my opinion, this is a mega fight. This is one of the biggest fights of the century. Both of us bring equal value if that's the case. Because why is it that all your fights aren't mega fights if that's the case? If you bring so much value to the point where you should be getting paid more than me,
no matter who you fight,
a mega fight.
No matter who you fight.
But now that you bring me in and I'm on that same level and it's a mega fight, that means I bring equal value. So that shit should be 50-50. Let's get it on. But that ain't how it works. So
yeah, I feel you, man. It sucks though, because like I say, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a dinosaur, you know what I mean? And I cop to it, you know what I'm saying? Cause come on, man, that's just how we grew up. Like, we super sports fans and not saying that, like you said, not saying nobody wrong. It's just that
we like best fight the best type people. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like,
even no matter the sport, we like it in basketball, we like it in football, we like it in whatever it is, and it's just that way, you know what I'm saying?
And it's not wrong with like feeling the other way, right?
No.
Like when I was watching that a snippet of that Redeem Team joint, and I was listening to LeBron, and he was like, this is my dream to play with D Wade and Carmelo and Kobe and all these guys. I always wanted to play with these guys, but like, to me, I don't think that way. To me, I think in my head, I don't want to play with them. I want to beat them.
Yeah,
and there's a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And that's I don't know, like, maybe it's a context thing. Maybe he was saying, like, with him on.
Play with him. Nah,
No, you don't be giving Bron
nah,
no grace,
nah.
man. Look,
He said exactly what he meant.
nah, I don't think he meant it like.
he meant it like that.
Yo,
He
this
tried to
man
make it
crazy.
happen. He tried to make get Carmelo to come to Miami with them. That wasn't supposed to be Chris Bosh. That was supposed to be Melo.
Yeah, but it still was Bosh though. You know, like.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean.
Yeah. That because that whole thing is just kind of.
I'm just talking about mentality. Like it ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, that's his mentality. Whatever. Still one of the greatest ever.
I understand, but
I'm just saying there's a difference.
It's definitely a difference, but because some people try to, and that's why I hate with the old school, new school, and some people try to say, well, he ain't this because of this, and he ain't. Like you just said, the dude's still great. It ain't just our cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But some people try to discredit this one for that and this. Come on, dog. Like when we talked about before, I don't give a. You put some of these dudes, the great dudes, they're gonna survive anyway. Oh, LeBron couldn't play in it. Shut up. Oh, Mike couldn't. Oh, whatever. Kobe couldn't. Bruh. Oh, KD couldn't do that. Steph couldn't. Really? Really? Because but I just hate it, man. Because I like watching good on good. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a dream fight. Errol Spence against Terrence Crawford. Like those are the two best, probably the two best fighters in boxing.
But see, it's what the fans like, bruh. As big a Bama fan as you are, and as big as UGA fan as I am, and bigger Bama fan Q is, and all the other fans that's just as big as fans of those two teams as we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was nervous. I was everything going into that national championship, right?
Yeah.
But it's no other team I really, really would have wanted to see them against because it still would have been, but they can't beat Bama. Right. Or they would just say they would have went in there and just walked the dogs on another team. My question would have been, could they have beat Alabama? Yeah. Right? If Bama go in there and mop Michigan, to say Georgia lose to Michigan, it's still like, well, we supposed to whoop Michigan, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's still a level of that because Bama is that good and they've been that good for so long. We definitely don't want no team that we feel is less. And we're not even playing in the game. We just fans of the game. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's still like, I didn't want to see Bama lose to no Cincinnati.
Right.
Not saying that I just think teams beneath, but come on, man. You know what I'm saying? The way that team was rolling last year, they would have killed Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? So, but I hate it, man, because it's so many good boxers. And like I said, y'all guys put me on a lot of them, and I watch it. I'm like, man, these dudes can fight.
You see it, you still see it happen, bro. Like like Joe Joyce is one of the best heavyweights. Ain't nobody finna fight him because he's 6'7", 270 pounds, and his head and chin made of granite. So nobody want to fight him.
It's just so crazy to me because you're in probably because it's an individual sport. So we talking about how tough do you have to be, right?
Yeah.
Football is gladiator, but it's team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah, I feel you. I get so frustrated with boxing, bro. And I love it so much.
Right.
But I get so frustrated with it.
And then, like you say, because it's not really a right and wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just kind of is what it is.
It just kind of sucks for the fans because they don't care about the fans.
Nah.
And this is what always happens when you give the players or the fighters or whoever, when you give them the upper hand, when you give them an advantage, this is what happens. The fans suffer.
Mm-hmm.
And then vice versa. When you get the fans what they want, then the players and the fighters, they suffer. So
yeah, it sucks.
Like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I hate business sometimes. You see so much stuff, so many like RB groups, rap groups, whoever, friends, business, bro.
But like you said earlier, man, there got to be some sort of happy medium.
It has to be, because we've also seen things work. We've seen people be in business 25, 30 years, and it wasn't always like they was on the same page, but they came to a medium of like, yo, we can make this work.
Right.
You know? What you gonna do, man? Well, man. Yeah.